Hi, I'm Ali and welcome to the China Repair Studio. And so today I thought I would finish off this beautiful Femelle Rose Chinese bowl. But before I do, if you haven't subscribed before, please subscribe, please like and also please share. Right, now this bowl which I have here was brought in from a client and it was very badly broken. It was completely been broken in half and had been glued back together with not very much glue, but it did have some pins which were in the actual part of the china. So it was quite a challenge to take apart, but we've taken it apart, we've cleaned it. I did another video on how to glue it together and we've glued it, and I've also filled it with Milliput and sanded it. So now it's ready for something quite nice and special, which is Kintsugi. So you may ask very quickly, what is Kintsugi? Well, Kintsugi is also known as the golden repair. It's a Japanese form of repairing broken pottery in China by mending the areas of breakage with lacquer, usually mixed with powdered gold, sometimes silver and platinum. And the original technique was actually used using a special tree sap lacquer, which was dusted with the gold powder. Obviously, these days, unless you've got the gold powder on hand and the tree sap, there are definitely easier methods. Now, the story of actual Kintsugi was when a Japanese shogun, he had a really favourite tea bowl and it was broken, and he sent it to his craftsmen and they came back with staples in it and, well, rivets, which they commonly used at the time. And he wasn't very happy, so he sent it back and said, make it more aesthetically pleasing. So it came back with the gold. And the philosophy behind Kintsugi is to treat the breakage and the repair as part of the history of the object and to actually emphasize where it's been broken rather than disguise it. Now, there are 3 different methods of Kintsugi. Today I'm going to do the crack method, and it's the most commonly used technique these days, and it's painted on with minimal lacquer and it will end up with the gold veins. So it's already been filled in and painted with the gold lacquer. The other 2 methods used, one's called the piece method, and that's objects which are repaired, if you could say, with coloured epoxy and also then with some usually a gold powder. Now, this method is slightly more time consuming, and I have tried this method before, and so you would actually get your epoxy glue. I would usually use Araldite 50/50 slow release, and you would add some mica powder to it, mix it in with the glue, and then glue your item. You can sand it down a bit afterwards. It's fine, but I don't think it looks as good, to be honest, as actually painting it with gold. And I just want to show you an example here before we start. So I have a very old pottery from Afghanistan, actually, and I don't know if you can see the difference. So this is just to show you the difference. Now, this is what we're going to be using, this lovely gold here, and this was using the mica powder, which actually, it looks almost like toffee. It's meant to be gold. I don't think it's such a nice look as the real, the look of gold there, nice and shiny. So what we're going to do is use that today. So what you need, and we'll start, is I have some liquid leaf. Now, it's not, I don't think it is water-based, and once it's on, it doesn't go anywhere. That's it. And it does dry quickly, so you have to be quite quick. And a paintbrush. Now, I like to tip some of the liquid gold, keep shaking it to make sure it's dispersed. And I would use a small, here we are, a lid. So I'm going to transfer some of this into here, because otherwise if we open it up, it's going to dry the whole lot of this. It would take time, but it will start drying, and we don't want that. So what I'll do, give that a shake, open it up Let's put these here. And then you just want to tip. Actually, I won't even tip. I'll just use a brush, actually. Otherwise, it could go everywhere, as I say. And once it's in, it's in. Right, can you see we've got some gold there? And this is a beautiful colour. Just always make sure once you've done that to just close the lid. All right, so that's closed. Now I'm going to start, so I'm just going to do the inside today, and then I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll finish off with the outside. So we've got our gold paint. Just add a little dab, and we'll start to paint. Now I've got a large piece here, so just very carefully. You don't have to be too precise. And just go over where it's been broken. Don't have to go too thickly. You don't need too much. It's a lovely technique. And just keep going across. Now the other two techniques which you can use, instead of using gold paint, which is, as I said before, the liquid leaf, readily available I think everywhere, is another method in which we've covered this method. We've covered the method where you would glue and use the mica in with the glue, the coloured powder pigment of gold if you like. But there's another method where you can actually have china from different objects, and you can mix them together and then apply the gold, which could be rather fun, and I might actually do that at some stage as a video. Just want to go in here. Don't know if you can see. It's not always a straight line, so it does dry fairly quick. Just want to go along there. As I say, it does look lovely once it's been done. And also, to be honest, it does hide a multitude of sins. So if you can see, you could make it thicker. I don't want to make it too thick, particularly where it's painted. I still want to, you know, it's all about the flower. Now here it comes sort of in a bit of a swirl. So we'll finish this part and then we'll move on to there. Try to use the tip of the brush where you have more control. I must admit, I do find that because it's such a large piece, I do find it easier standing up and doing this. I mean, for the Japanese craftsmen to do Kintsugi, it can actually take weeks. This is a rather quicker method, which I think everybody can manage, hopefully. See there? So again, you can see it's just starting to get thickened up in the pot here, but it's fine. Still got plenty. You don't want to load up the brush too much. You don't want to go everywhere, but just a little bit is fine. There. Right, so if you can see there, just start to. once it's dried, you can go over it again. It doesn't need to be flush, which is fine. And it's actually celebrating where it's been broken. So if you do find any white pieces afterwards, just go over again. Right, it's getting quite tricky now because it's going up. So when it comes to painting and it's not flat, you don't want to load the brush too much. Otherwise you could end up with drip marks while it's drying. So you just need to go very slowly. It's like going uphill. I'll do it so you can see. I'm just going up this way. Also, when you are doing this, just be mindful of where you've already painted. You don't want to suddenly be smidging and smudging what you've already done. Oops, let's put onto that. Let's go there. Don't want to get my watch on the. Don't want to mark anything. Just take your time. I think what I'll do now is I'll start on this side and I'll start working my way down. So I've got a bit here. As I say, it doesn't, whoops, I just did miss a bit there. It doesn't matter if you go slightly over, that's fine. And then we'll just onto here, go up, covering any white, and then just go along there, just up along to there, and then we'll just finish off here. It's a funny angle. Obviously, when you're doing it yourself, you're not doing it in front of a camera, so you can actually move it in other directions, which you find could be easier. Let's finish this bit. What I'll do is I'll finish this last bit and I'll let it dry, and I may do a second coat if there's any bits and pieces I've missed to just go over again. So there we are, Kintsugi, the crack method. Now I'm going to leave this, as I said before. I'll probably go over again if there are some bits which need going over again, if there's one or two pieces I've missed, or I think I need to add a little bit, make it slightly thicker. I don't want to make it too thick because I don't want it to detract from the bowl, but it's beautiful. I don't know if you can see it in the light shining. And then once it's completely dry, I will turn the bowl over and finish the underneath. Now, once you've finished with this product, as I say, I don't think it's water-based. You don't want it to stay on the brush and dry, because then you've got to almost throw it away. So you then need to wash this in either meths or washing up liquid to make sure it's completely clean. So just double checking. Quite happy with that. So I might just do little bits. It's hard to tell at this angle. Maybe just a little bit more there. Not to overdo it. Yeah. Okay. So there we are, Kenzugi, the crack method. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below, and also please like and please share, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.